I always say we need to do like an intro song because I hit record and then it takes like a couple seconds to actually start recording.
Is it recorded now? How about now? Is it now? How about now?
How about now? We're live. Yes, we're recording.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah, live. So what's going on, everybody? It's Josh and John back with Drunken Exotics. I got two drunk guys here. I'm working on getting drunk. So we have Chuck from Chill Chondros. So if you want to introduce yourself, they already know our backstory. So I'll let you give your sentimental, how you got into reptiles, what you got, and then we'll just bullshit.
Cool. Chuck Amica and Chill Chondros. I keep all chondros right now. I guess when I first got into reptiles, my parents bought me a ball python. It was 2 years old, and I was 6 years old.
That's what's up.
When he passed away, he was 21. He was old enough to drink. And when I was
Cheers to him.
being a buddy of mine, we used to go to the reptile shows in Hanford. We used to vend there for a little bit, but just, never really got into the whole heavy breeding thing. And we were young kids. We really couldn't afford really any high dollar animals. But it all started after we redid the downstairs. I kind of wanted to get something that was a nice display animal. And I was really looking at monitors. And I know me and you were talking about monitors the other day.
I want one so bad.
I really wanted a pair of red Ackie monitors because I had a Euromastix, and I love the dry desert arid animals. I love the way you can design the tanks. I think they're really, really easy to keep.
So much fun.
But I don't know, man. I had a Chondro before, had a real bad experience with it because I didn't know how to take care of it, and I just started looking them up, and they really are the perfect display animals. John, I know you're a boa guy, and I was definitely torn between an emerald and a chondro, but
Hell yeah.
I really like the chondros because I like the basins a lot more than I like chondros, but I couldn't afford a $4,000, $5,000 snake. So.
Oh, they're ridiculous, man. They're expensive. I want one, and my problem is I could get drunk and just like I bought an IMG boa the other day when I was feeling pretty good. But I mean, I wanted one at first.
Yeah, this is what happens. This what happens every night, I swear. We'll either me and John will record or we'll have a guest on, right? And we'll be bullshitting. We'll do the podcast, whatever, hour and a half goes by. They'll sign off, and then me and John will just sit on here and just kind of bullshit about how it went, blah, 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 and continue to drink. And then we hop on Morph Market. And this fucker's always just like, I'm just going to buy this. I'm going to get this. A bad influence, dude. I'm fucking hammered. It's 2 a.m. on Sunday night. I'm like this, looking at snakes. I'm like, I think I want this.
Yeah,
That will be.
You're gonna be the reason why I buy that carpet python. Did you send John a picture of that carpet?
No.
Bro, that thing is.
I will right now.
What is it?
Gorgeous. Cause I have nothing but chondros, and I was like dabbling with maybe I'll try to do carpondros. Like that would be cool. I mean, I'll probably make some enemies from some of the real hardcore chondro guys, but they're just so sick.
Do you think people are really against that?
Dude, there's so many people against a lot of shit in this industry, man. I learned that. Hold on. That kind of looks like a retic from what you're showing me. Oh, that's sick. Is that a jaguar?
No, the guy says it's a striped coastal, but I actually looked it up. I'm pretty sure it's a tiger. It looks more like a tiger to me. I mean, but I don't know carpet python, so I don't know jack shit about them.
Josh, you're going to have to text me a picture. It's hard to see on the camera here. Just text it to me later. I'll look at it. It looks nice from what I see. From a distance, it looked like a retic.
Bro.
That's not a retic.
$200, and she proved out last year. She laid a clutch last year.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Carpets are sick. I got a couple of them. Like I said, I'm more into the boa stuff, but I got a few carpets I plan on breeding on later on. But mine are only just zebra jungles. They're just black and yellow snakes.
I love zebra though. I love zebra, like exotic zebra.
Oh, that's look at that pup. Oh, that's a beautiful dog.
Thanks, man.
So wait, you think people are against doing the carpondros?
Yeah, there's definitely there's a definite pushback. Like there's a. Can you grab me one while you're in there? What do you want? Miller Lite, please. There's definitely you got your.
Sorry.
I mean, I think if you're especially if, John, if you're a carpet python guy, you know carpet python guys are all about locality, and if you mix locality, it's a big no-no.
Mm-hmm.
And I was into dart frogs for a while. You got those dart frog guys where I had a beautiful vivarium I built that wasn't really a bioactive, but I had all live plants in there, and I had like 5 or 6 different dart frog species in one vivarium. It was friggin' awesome. But guys hate that because they don't want you mixing, in a blue eratus with like I forget all the scientific names, but a trigonatus I think is one of them. The tricolors but you got a bumble. But they don't want you mixing because the tadpoles will come out. It'll be a hybrid of the two. And they want it pure. A lot of those frog guys are really like they're probably the worst. I think.
Really? There's a lot of people that don't. I mean, there's a lot of people in the industry. Period. It doesn't matter if it's a lizard, a snake, a frog. They hate hybrids. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. I think hybrids are cool. Do I breed them? No. Do I plan on it? Not really. I mean, just not because I don't want to or anything, but just not my thing. I mean, I stick with boas and stuff like that, but. I don't know. I mean, I have nothing against it. Yeah, you do what you do, but there is a lot of hardcore haters out there in the reptile industry about stuff like that. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, professionals that are well known that do this stuff, everyday lives, they do this for full time. They do it. You know what I mean? They do it too. Also, they do hybrids. They do all types of stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I don't get why people fucking shit a brick about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they always got to find something to complain about, Like you got to search for something to that offends you.
The way I look at it, man, is listen, if you're skilled enough to put 2 animals together and actually hatch eggs and bring new life into the world, and it's a healthy, good-looking animal, who cares? Yeah, and no harm, no foul. As long as you're doing the right things and taking care of the animals and making sure that they're sold to people that are going to be responsible, who cares?
Right. Yeah.
Someone just wants a cool-looking pet. Someone just wants a cool-looking pet. That's just how it goes.
Dude, and that guy, I sent you, Chuck, I sent you a picture of that. I sent him a picture of one of Brad's carpondros, John, when we were there the other night.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome.
Like if I only had to have one snake, that's what I would have for sure. Like
I still can't believe that'd be your one snake. I can name like 50 snakes that could be my one snake. I don't think it would be that.
You're gonna be the reason why I buy that carpet python now.
It would, bro. I'm telling you, that is the coolest fucking snake ever. They age well too, dude. You see one that's 3-4 years old, they look better. Come on.
I will say it was a nice looking snake. I will say that.
I'll tell you what, man. Appalachian Arboreals, Justin Wilbanks. He has a 75% carpondro. That thing is so badass. Because the 75%ers act exactly like a green tree, perch up and everything, but they look like a jungle jag, like the hardcore black from.
Telling you, dude.
And nobody's crossed the 75% carpondro with the green tree yet, which I think Justin Wilbanks was telling me. I think it's 87.5% carpondro.
So yeah, you were telling me about that.
I don't think it's ever been done before. So that would be wild. And imagine throwing something like that carpet that I would buy. Like if I was able to get to a 75% carpondro with this stripe or the tiger, whatever it is, genetics in it, and then crossing that with a designer chondro male or something. Fire. That's like next level. It would be wild. But you also got to think, like, I mean, they're not like really, really popular. So at what point do they get sterile? You know what I mean? Because I think some of these hybrids you run into, once you start to get F2, F3, F4, they start to actually get sterile, if I'm not mistaken. Like, they can't reproduce.
You don't even need F2, 3, or 4. Like, that, you guys have both seen that that carpal that I have. It's 50% jag carpet, 50% ball python.
Wait,
I
didn't know you actually own one.
Yeah, I have one.
Oh.
my buddy's he's been working on those for years, and it's like, dude, he'll get like hundreds of eggs, and like 4 of them will hatch, and then out of that he grows them up, and then usually they're sterile. But he has one male that's locking up, and the female had eggs, so we'll see what happens. But they're cool. But that could be the same thing. You go down the crossing the carpets and the green trees, and I think they're super cool too when you get diamond pythons in there.
See, I don't know too much about the diamond python. So what exactly is that? Because I'm not a carpet guy.
So all it is it's basically it's the same thing as a carpondra, but you're throwing diamond in.
Oh,
that's that.
Okay. I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah. Yeah, he had. What did he have? What were those, John? They were diamond carpets, weren't they?
Who, Brad?
We were gonna buy.
Yeah, no, yeah, he had the pair of diamond carpets, yeah. Yeah, you were gonna get one, and I was the one, but I wanted the better looking one, so.
And so did I. So.
But here, and here's a good argument on this. You did get the best looking bow out of the boas we bought, so I should get the best looking carpet.
No. Listen, the female you have is as good looking as the nicest one. I promise you.
God damn it! I tried.
Because I had 2. We just got. I guess you're not a bow guy. I don't know if you know what they are. I posted one the other day. But our buddy, he's local. He got these boas from Czech Republic, and he bred them, and the babies are fucking out of this world, dude. They're purple, red pastel, albino, sharp. They're
purple. They're sick, dude.
They
are nice.
I think I've had one. They're red tails, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not. I don't know. I don't know what look at. It's hard to tell. They probably got some. No, maybe not, because they're sharp. I don't know. Honestly, don't know off the top of my head.
And it was cool. I mean, they're awesome snakes. They're neat. My personal opinion, I think like Peruvian and Guyana red tails are sick.
They're nice. They're nice.
They're gorgeous, man. Pinks and purples in them, and their tails are just that maroon, like that beautiful burgundy. Dude, they're badass. They really are.
I believe it or not, at all of the boas I have, I actually don't have one. A Guyana. Or if I pronounce it right, I don't know. My pronunciations might be wrong because I'm drinking, but actually I don't have one, believe it or not. You would think I would, but I don't.
Yeah, see, I'm like, I guess I'm really going against a lot of the stuff that I'm like looking to produce like in the future if I go with this carpet and do carpondras, because I absolutely love locality green trees. Like, I'm obsessed with manicoris. Have you ever seen a manicoris?
Wait, you were starting to break up.
They're breaking up too, Josh. These are both breaking up. Yeah. It's kind of, I can understand what you guys are saying, but these are kind of both breaking up just a little bit.
How am I right now? Good?
You're skipping, like it skips, like I hear you and then it skips a word you say. So I can hear and understand what you're saying. It just skips a word.
And the fact that you're drunk.
Well, I'm not all the way there. I'm getting there, but I'm not that far. When I'm really, really drunk, you'll see in my chair, I'll be swaying in my chair trying to talk. It happens. But no, I ain't that far yet. I've only had a couple shots of moonshine. I ain't that far gone.
Are we good? Are we caught up? Can you hear us, John?
I can hear you.
So yeah, what I was saying is it kind of goes against, like, if I buy this carpet, I'm kind of going against a lot of the stuff that I'm like aiming for in the future, is because I really like locality green trees. Like I want to have locality stocks right now, only because obviously, I got import animals. I don't prefer. I wouldn't say for someone to buy an import animal if you're just getting started into it. But I treated them with Panicure. I did fecal floats on them. I did everything correct. Like, they got strong guile parasites. I injected my prey, with the Panicure, treated them, everything. I got to do follow-up fecals coming up for them, but I'm sure that they're clear of it now because I treated one extra treatment. I hooked up with a local vet, He hooks me up, prescribes it to me. I give him the gram weights of my steaks. I don't even have to take my steaks out of the house. So it's great because, I mean, green trees really get stressed the hell out moving them around. Like, dude, they're just a different type of breed. Like, they're the type of animal, like, you just sit there and you look at it and you appreciate it through the glass and you maybe hold them when you're changing the shit out of the tank, really.
Wait, I know you explained this to me on the phone earlier, but just for people that are listening, can you explain what you're talking about when you said you injected your prey?
Yeah, so basically, frozen thawed, you get the dead mouse. You make sure that you hook up with a vet because this stuff is prescribed medication. So it's called Panicure. It's basically it kills parasites. It's a white milky liquid. I got a pack of actual syringes, like someone that had diabetes would inject insulin into their body with. And after you're given the amount of cc's or mLs or whatever, I forget the unit of measurement, but you draw the proper amount into the needle and then you inject it into the prey, and you actually inject it into the mouse right into the diaphragm, which is, if you've ever, like, I deer hunt, so if you ever gutted a deer, it's the diaphragm's actually like a layer of skin that separates. It basically is it's a chamber of the lungs, and it holds pressure, separates the guts from the lungs. So you inject it into the diaphragm. So when the snake grabs the head of the mouse and constricts it, if it's going to come out, it's going to come out the face or the throat, if it even comes out. But it sticks into the diaphragm, and they're able to swallow it. It doesn't come out, because you inject it into the intestines, it's going to come out the ass, or it's going to, you know what I mean? It's going to come out weird places in the guts. But that's what I do. It's an oral injection, but it's right into their food. And
yeah.
I mean, I don't.
So, would you recommend that for just people who are importing animals, or for people who are getting anything new?
I would recommend anyone getting anything new to do fecal floats. They're pretty cheap. They're $25 a
It's a fecal float.
So you take the, when your snake goes to the bathroom, you just take it, throw it into, hopefully your snake's in quarantine. I think we can all agree we quarantine our animals.
I agree.
And I do 3-month quarantine on my animals. So in those 3 months, I would hope that your snake would shit.
Yeah.
So you take the feed, throw it in a Ziploc bag, you label it, you bring it. Hopefully you can hook up with a vet and ask that you don't need to pay like an appointment fee or whatever. Walk in there. I think they charge me $25 per fecal float, and then they come back and they tell you anything, any sort of parasites that are in the snake's poop. It can come back clear. If it doesn't come back clear, then you go to the next step. You say, okay, well, what do I need to fix this? You have to try to get a weight. Make sure you go to Walmart, buy a $25 gram scale or a meat scale or something. Put it on grams, measure the grams, know what it is when the vet calls you. And when you go pick the medicine up, we'll be able to give you the exact amount of volume to put into that prey item. And typically it's 2 treatments 2 weeks apart. I did 3 treatments 2 weeks apart because there's no ill effects from giving an extra dose of the medicine, not necessarily overdosing, but
an extra cycle of it.
Yeah, an extra cycle. It doesn't hurt. I mean, realistically, what's it costing me out of pocket? Maybe another $1.50 or something for a dosage. That's totally worth it, in my opinion, to make sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
See, that's when you know somebody cares about the animals. You gotta go sometimes out of the way to do certain things like that to make sure. Because a lot of people in the world, they just buy a pet snake and say, hey, here. And a lot of people, they want a certain snake. And that's the other thing I noticed too with some people. You want a certain snake so bad. And yes, if you buy wild caught or farm bred, yeah, it's 100 times cheaper than buying it captive bred. And people go and buy it and don't realize the risk of owning a wild caught or a farm bred animal. And they keep it and they wonder why, hey, it died in 3 weeks. Well, it died in 3 weeks because, first off, it should be in the wild. It was from the wild in the first place. Second, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had some wild caught animals in my past. I have. But like he said, I did the right thing. First thing first, I take it to the vet. Make sure everything's okay. Check everything. Get it all checked out. See, because me, I don't have no help here, especially like holding a snake to eject it. So I told you that, like, for instance, I got the Albert's Python, a whitelet, and I had to, and it had, when I got it, it had an RI, and it was in quarantine and everything else, but I can't do it on my own. I mean, I can't hold it and try to eject it myself. So I paid $10 every 3 days to take it to the same vet. They did it for me, and I was in and out there after work every day. So I mean, taking precautions and doing stuff like that, that's like a big thing in this thing. And I understand a lot of people don't know, but that's why I try to say, if you don't know about the animal you have or you want, make sure you do a ton of research. Look up wild caught, what it is from wild caught or farm bred animals. Don't just buy it because it's cheap. You know what I mean? If anything, wait a couple months, save your money, do your research, and then buy the animal you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing too is like I had to make my own arboreal rack. I couldn't afford one, so like it took me friggin' like 4 weeks of fucking with probes and the heat panels, and I bought a bunch. I bought a bunch of the 4-foot Reptile Basics heating pads, and I thought that was gonna work. It's like heat tape. Nope, I couldn't hold my temps. Then I was telling you how I had issues with my heat panels, and I called Bill Stiegel from Phoenix Reptiles, and he actually had to send me pictures of where his probe was, and it was just, I was telling you, it wasn't making sense because the heat panel's here, the perch is here, and then you have the probe in between. Well, my probe is set to shut off at 82.5 degrees, but the perch underneath of it is 85 degrees or 86 degrees when my heat panel's up here. Well, heat rises. I don't have any going down. What the fuck? And then you add this shit, and you're really scratching your head.
He's drunk, and he's like, hold up. I thought he's asking Siri, does heat rise?
Yeah. Yo, I'm like that guy. What's that meme they have, that guy with all the hair? It goes like this. It's like Aliens or whatever. Bro, that's what I was thinking about. I was like,
he's from Ancient Aliens.
I was like, what the heck is going on?
I love that dude.
To touch on that even one more, to go a step further, so 2 of my snakes are imports. Or I'm sorry, all 4 of them are imports. But 2 of them I did not treat myself. I actually paid a little bit extra money, but it was worth it because now I have phone access. Have you ever heard of Harlan Wall? He's like one of the messiahs to like chondro keeping. Like his snakes are pricey, but his snakes are all imports, and he does everything for you. He treats them with Panicure, but he also goes the extra step, and he treats them with, it's called Flagell. So Flagell kills, I think, every ounce of bacteria in them, good and bad. So after he does that, he actually injects the prey items of probiotics and restarts their digestive system.
Wait, who is this?
Harlan Wall. He's very old school, not really on social media or anything.
Oh, I've heard that. I've heard Brad talk about him.
Oh, he's very smart, very, very knowledgeable. He'll talk your ear off, but it's totally worth it because he'll keep you on the phone for an hour and a half, but that entire hour and a half, you will get so much information from him. It's out of control. He was, I forget the exact thing he was doing at the time, but I was talking to him on the phone the one time. He was taking scrambled eggs, rolling the rat in the scrambled eggs, or rolling the mouse in scrambled eggs, and then coating it with like a probiotic powder and feeding it to the animals after he had treated them with Flagell and knocked all the bacteria out of their system and then restarted their digestive system with beneficial bacteria for probiotics from fucking Walmart.
Shit.
Dude, that's pretty goddamn smart, in my opinion. That's fucking awesome, honestly.
So I had a snake. I'm not going to mention who I got it from, but I had a snake that came in with mites.
So, and I hate that. I hate that so bad.
They both came in the same shipment. One had them, one didn't. So there had to be eggs on the one, which nobody's fault. Mm-hmm. So I called Harlan. I'm like, yo, I just need help with this snake. I didn't buy these snakes from you. He's like, all right, no problem. Dude, he had me order this thing called Nix. It's a lice shampoo. He told me how to get Nix, give a certain amount of dilution to the actual spray bottle, and just hose the friggin' snake down with it. And it friggin' knocked them out. And it was like, I mean, I know Prevenamite's really something that everyone uses, but He told me don't even use Prevenamite. I had Sawyer's, that yellow bottle spray of permethrin.
Yeah.
For hunting. I had that shit. He's like, yo, spray that inside of the enclosure and then put it in front of a fan and let it dry. And dude, I mean, it's all people don't understand. It's just like hunting. You go buy a bag of corn from Tractor Supply. It's a 40-pound bag. It has a deer on it. It's $10.
Yeah.
Then you got the yellow bag of corn that says farm feed. It's 10 pounds more for $2 less. You buy reptile shit that treats reptiles for certain things, and it's just it's price marked up so much because there's a lizard or a snake on the label. But,
and it says mite spray.
Yeah, but you buy from somebody who really, from a good breeder. That's why it's really important, regardless if you're getting imports, get somebody who's a reputable seller that you have access to, because that knowledge that you'll be able to call them whenever you want if they're a good, a good breeder or a good business owner if they're important. That's what you need, is that knowledge and that connection. That's why you pay a little bit more money sometimes for certain things.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
So this Harlan guy, you actually, you don't. If you get a snake from someone else, then what do? Send it to him, and then he treats it for you?
He talks to me straight to the phone.
Wait, what?
No, so the snakes that I had gotten from somebody, I don't want to mention it. It's on my Instagram, but the two snakes I had gotten from this guy came in parasites. They're both males. When I probed them, they were sold to me as females.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah.
Well, Harlan said, I didn't get these snakes from you, but I did buy snakes from you in general. You told me I got lifetime support. Can you help me? Absolutely, my friend. What do you need? And I just explained everything to him. Okay, you order this from Amazon. He sent me a lengthy email with, basically my 1.5-year-old daughter would have been able to mix this shit up. That's how detailed it was. It was completely foolproof. And he's, unbelievable. He's such a good guy to talk to, number one, but and he's a gun guy, and I'm a gun guy myself. So he talks about,
and he's a gun guy.
Yeah. He's a hunter like me, so.
No, dude, that's one good thing. Like me with the boas, he'll be our next guest here eventually. Is Gilbert? Well, Chris Gilbert. He's a boa guy here in Pittsburgh, and it's like most of my snakes came from him. And every time if I have a problem, I call him, and he's in other podcasts. People call him like the encyclopedia of boas. He's got his knowledge. I'm pretty much like my mentor with the boas, and it's nice to have him. Like, hey, I got this. Is this right? Is this correct? Hey, then he'll tell me straight up, and I get the long list text messages too. Like, hey, and it's like, holy shit, dude. I wish you could have just made it simple, but hey, it helps out in the end. You know what I mean? Because it helps me make sure everything's okay. Like, he's big with the viruses and all that, and he calls me every time he finds something new about the Nido virus and everything to make me aware. And I tell him sometimes, like, dude, I'm tired of you scaring the shit out of me for about 3 weeks. It takes me 3 weeks to get the fuck over it. You know what I mean? But I'm happy I know it. You know what I mean? But no, it's good to have people like that are actually there to help you, because there's a lot of people you'll buy from and you won't ever hear from them again. They don't care. They took your money and they're gone. They don't give a shit what happens to that snake.
Yeah. And see, we're allowed to curse on this, right? I've already cursed a couple.
Yeah.
No, we're allowed to curse.
That's really fucked up, in my opinion. Those two snakes that I bought that I thought were females are now males. I'm selling. This is the first time I'm selling under my,
Turn that shit back on.
There we go. Under that name. So, a guy, actually, I'll give him a shout out, Maurizio. He's actually my first customer. He's actually from a little bit north of me in the States, so I don't even have to ship it, which is great. But,
Awesome.
he didn't even want a male, but he actually followed my page and said, I really love your snakes. I love following you. I actually want one of your snakes. So he actually bought it. And dude, I make sure if anything goes wrong with that snake that scares me or makes me raise an eyebrow, I'm going to let him know. I send him pictures of that snake every 2 to 3 days, dude. I'm taking pictures of that snake, send it to him, videos. But I told him, like, bro, I don't care. Like, you didn't even get this snake from me. He's on a payment plan right now. Any problem he has, I don't care if it's a chondro or not. If I can help you, I will. Like, you gotta give people. That's how you basically. I'm not gonna make a couple $100 for someone to talk trash on me on the internet.
Yeah.
When I lose $100, you know what I mean? If I lose $100 and maybe basically keep it for a little bit longer, feed it for a little bit longer, or have to cut $100 off of it because he had a bad experience with the shipping, whatever it may be. But I provide 100% like support, and I back my name up. Like, you're only as good as your name, bro. Once you get one bad review, like, because you go on Google reviews, 4.9 stars, 15,000 reviews. You click on all the bad ones. You don't look at the good.
No, that's true. I do the same shit. I do the same shit. I look for all the bad ones, especially from like a snake breeder. If I see a snake online, I'm like, ooh, I want it, and then I go look, and I'm like, well, I gotta do my research first. I gotta see what his reviews are. And sometimes when I don't see reviews at all, that just means like I ain't buying from you at all. You know what I mean? But if I see reviews and I see good reviews, I look for the bad ones majorly. But if I see like 2 bad reviews out of 90 good ones, I'm taking, hey, he's pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the problem is, it's like, well, not the problem, but if you're breeding snakes, and everyone I'm sure that's listening knows this, it's definitely not a quick dollar. It's a marathon, dude. All this shit is a marathon. So, like, for you to fuck up your name is detrimental, because like you're probably going to be in this for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You know what I mean? It's not like you're going to get into snake breeding and selling for 2 years and get out. A lot of the times the snakes aren't even able to breed at 2 years. So it's stupid, dude. And like that's all I try to put that first too. Like you have to overcompensate when you have customers. I had a guy I sold a snake to. I shipped it out to him. It was about 4 weeks ago. It was a great snake here, but we feed all our stuff live, and frozen thawed. And he asked me, he was like, "We try to feed it frozen thawed," and I was like, "Yeah." And then we had like a good week of weather, and he's like, "You know what? Just skip it. Just ship me the snake. I want her." I'm like, "All right." So I sent it out. She hasn't eaten for him. So I told him, I'm like, "Look, I'll send you your money back. I'll pay to ship her back. You know what I mean? If you want something else, you could do that. Or if you want to spend your money elsewhere, that's fine too. But like, she ate this morning, thank God. But it would surprise you. I've had a lot of good experiences with really popular, like, big breeders. But I've also gotten snakes too where I open up the bag and I'm like, okay, like, I would have liked to know about like, just like minor, like, imperfections, I guess you could say. Like, I would have wanted to know. And if I was selling that snake to someone else, I would have said, hey, heads up, like, it's a little bit like this, or something's wrong here. But I don't know. You don't always get that.
Yeah. Honestly, someone's going to find out because they're going to see it in front of their face eventually. You want them to have a shock factor, like, wow, this is way better than what I thought.
It's like, they're going to get it. They're going to open the bag and see it. And you'd rather them be like you said, oh my God, this looks even better in pictures, than open it and be like, eh.
Yeah. Like, like one of my snakes right now, one of the males for sale, he has like this weird, I think it's a stuck shed on his tail, but I mean, I've advertised it for sale, but people contact me about it, and I say, listen, I haven't gotten around to soak him yet. I haven't put any ointment on it yet. He just ate, and I just noticed it, so I have at least 5 days until I want to start soaking him or treating that skin. I don't want him to regurge, because that's bad for green trees and emeralds. Once they regurge, it's over. So, like, people are contacting me still, and I'm like, hold on. I don't know what's going on with this little skin issue. Let me figure it out first, and then I'll get back to you with what's going on with the snake, because I'm not going to try to hide it and then find out it's like some kind of friggin' scale rot, and then mail some friggin', I'll tell them it's a scaleless friggin' morph or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like,
do that.
Listen, I'm selling the snake for $450. And $450 ain't worth turning my name into shit. Like, I'll keep the snake, you know what I mean? Or I'll discount it and tell someone straight up, like, what's up? Like, listen, these ain't fucking cars. You're not selling cars. You're not selling electronics. This is a fucking animal. So, number one, you should definitely be selling a healthy animal.
True.
Someone's going to cry because their fucking cell phone don't work. but someone's kid's gonna fucking cry if their pet dies.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's more than just a commodity, and it's sometimes people that get too big lose touch of that. These are living creatures, and especially if you're a breeder and you bring a new life into this world, like, you gotta make sure that life is not all, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Good point. So to touch on that, that's the reason I'm not against the spider morph at all. I have spider. I don't intentionally breed it in ball pythons. I think that there's some cool spider stuff. But there are some combos that like produce really fucked up stuff. So you see like black pastel to black pastel or cinnamon to cinnamon can have issues. But it's kind of like what you were saying. It's like you're controlling this. You're bringing them into the world. So
I don't want. Are you talking about the stargazing issue, the neurological issue?
no, that's with spider. I'm talking like, so if you mix like black pastel to black pastel or like cinnamon to cinnamon, they'll have like, sometimes they'll have a duckbill. I know like cinnamon to cinnamon, a lot of people say that their tongue will be fucked up or they won't have a tongue. Or they'll have like a really little lower jaw. There's just some problems like the majority of the time. So I feel like as a breeder, then it's your responsibility to be like, okay, I'm not going to do that. Even though I could get a really cool looking snake, the rest of the clutch might be fucked up. I might have to throw them in the freezer.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be some line of like there's got to be like a responsibility factor too of like, yeah, you're controlling who mom and dad are. And if you know that the kids are going to have no fucking tongues, you probably shouldn't do that.
No, shouldn't at all.
Right?
So,
I mean, like,
what you're saying is basically don't take the gamble of bringing 5 new fucked up lives into the world that are just going to die when you're only going to get one good one out of it. That's being selfish.
I don't think it's right, but that's my opinion. A lot of people might do it. That's fine.
That's
right.
That's wrong if someone does that, thinking that, a clutch of 6 eggs, you're only going to get one good baby and the other 5 are just throwaways. That's not right.
It's not right.
No, that's not right at all.
And a lot of the people who are dumb enough to do that kind of shit, they're probably not even properly euthanizing the fucked up ones.
I know. What did they?
Sorry.
Go ahead, John.
No, I was saying, well, first off, like you said, you shouldn't fucking be breeding them in the first place to have to euthanize anything. You know what I mean? Wow. So just don't do it at all. You know what I mean? And I noticed a lot of people, I'm not in the ball python game. I mean, I got a few of them. I do. I got them from you, Josh. And I have some other ones before that. And, I'm not looking anything into them. Like, they're cool to have. I have a few. Yeah, I might breed a few this coming up in this upcoming season. But I don't know. I just got a little bit mixed feelings with it. Like, I don't know that much about it in the ball python world. But, if you would sit there, first thing first is I would call somebody like, hey, should I mix these two? And you tell me, no, I ain't going to fucking do it. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to fucking do it, period. Like, no, the babies are going to be fucked up or this is going to happen, this is going to happen. But I just feel like a lot of people do because in the ball python world, they want to get so ahead because there is a lot of morphs in the ball python industry. There are so many. There's so many, and it's a competition. And, frankly, I believe Kabolka got everybody fucking beat. No ifs, ands, or buts. The guy, he's fucking... I would be surprised if the guy has a purple ball python laying somewhere. You know what I mean? But fucking, I just there's so much, and people do it just to get like, oh, maybe I can be the first to produce it. Well, you trying to produce something that could be the first.
It's not about you. Yeah, it's not about you.
Think of the animal. Don't think of you trying to make money. Like me, I got some nice boas and stuff. But if I knew risking like babies for breeding 2 boas that could be potentially like this first new thing about, I wouldn't fucking do it at all. You know what I mean? I wouldn't take the risk. I'm not looking at, and like I understand a lot of people get in the industry about the money aspect of it. You know what I mean? They look at it as like, oh, I can make a few dollars doing this, coming up with this first morph. Me personally, no, yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, I am gonna use the industry to make some money too. You know what I mean? But I am not gonna harm any fucking animal or put any animal at risk because I do love my animals. You know what I mean? And obviously to support the animals, you have to make some money. Now, don't get me wrong, I have a job and stuff like that, and I can support my animals that way, but it helps to get a little bit of money too from it. And also, you can't keep every snake you produce. If that's the case, if say, for instance, all my snake downstairs produce, I wouldn't have enough room to fucking keep all of them. You know what I mean? But I just noticed that a lot of people do shit just to get ahead of the game. And is it really that one snake to make $2,000? Worth risking the health of others? You know what
You know
I mean?
what though? My personal opinion, I think two things. I strongly believe in karma. And I think that when people have bad intentions and bad energy behind what they're going for, I think that shit ends up fucking up for them. So that's one. And two, it's like the reptile, like there's a lot of people who are into this stuff for sure, but like it's not that big. And especially with the internet now, a lot of people can know that you're a fucking dickhead real fast. You know what I mean? So like to make it through being a dickhead, like that's tough. You got to be a sly dickhead.
I'll say I look at it like this: like a lot of people, some people could be dickheads, but I have more respect. They could be a dickhead all they want, but if they're taking care of their fucking animals and doing the right thing with their animals, I don't give a shit if they're a dickhead. You know what I mean? They're doing the right thing with their animals. If they're just their personality is just a dickhead, yeah, well, hey, so be it. Because I mean, you got the dickheads that are dickheads with animals and themselves. But I mean, if you are a dickhead, Josh, which your head looks like a dickhead sometimes, but you know what I mean? Fucking, but no, you do good for your steaks and shit. Like, hey, I'll buy from you. You know what I mean?
I agree, John. That's the truth.
You know what I mean?
A player in your game, Josh, sold me that snake.
Player in my game.
Yeah, Garrick DeMeyer sold me that snake.
I've gotten some stuff off him.
Dude, he's a good dude.
Dude, yeah.
And how many fucking snakes does that guy have? Oh, God. Bro, his price list, I get tired of scrolling to the bottom.
Bro, I couldn't. I don't want that many ever.
Dude, he has warehouse.
Yeah, yeah, he has a lot of shit.
He's got to have he's got to have thousands.
That ain't for me. That's too much.
That's a lot. I mean, I don't even have 100. No, you know what I mean? About 50 I have. It's a little bit hard, but if you enjoy it, I guess you take care of it. But that many, that's a lot, man. I mean, and that's the other thing when it comes to that. And a lot of people, hey, you get good people in this world, but you have how much you know. You got to get help somewhere, somehow. And you can't watch every little certain thing somebody's doing. Even like my job, I do plumbing. That's what I do. You know, my boss can't count on every one of us to. Well, I mean, me, I try to do the best I can and everything else. But there's some people that work for us that, hey, they suck. You know what I mean? And I ain't mentioning no names if they hear us. And I know you know who your names are if you hear me, but you know they suck. Like but he can't be there every fucking 2 seconds to make sure they're doing a good job because he's got to go do another job or do that. Same with that. That's the only risky part about it. If you have that many, you have to get help. I know me and Josh been talking about building and all this, and between me and him, his dad or something, like, yeah, you know, it's us three. But if we get to the point, yeah, we got to hire people. That's the hard part. You get people that are there just to get their money. They're not there because they love the animal. They're there just to, hey, I'm going to make my fucking paycheck off of this. I don't give a shit if this guy this thing got a mite. I'm not going to tell him we're treated. I'm getting paid at the end of the week. Fuck it. You know what I mean? That's the tough part about having that many snakes. My personal opinion. I mean, a lot of people might say different. Hey, that's their opinion. But mine is like, having that many, you need help.
Yeah, dude, the most snakes we've ever had is like 300, and that's a lot of fucking work, dude.
Dude, that's a lot of fucking money. That's a lot of mice to feed.
Oh, hell yeah.
We breed our own rodents.
One of the assholes upstairs in the snake room shit 2 days in a row. He shit, I cleaned it, and then he shit right before the show. I'm like, great. Now I'm going to look like a bad dad, you asshole, because you shit all day. So now I had
I know you're not a ball python guy, but do you know who Mutation Creation is? He's from Canada.
I don't know. He has the same colors as me, right? There's a guy that has the same colors as my logo, but all his racks are that color.
Oh no, you're talking about constriction addiction.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So different guy. So again.
Yeah, different guy. This guy's from Canada, but oh, he did a YouTube video and he like pulled open a bin. He was like showing stuff he was breeding, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he pulled open a bin and there was like poop on the wall. And he was like, I want to tell you guys something. He's like, for these dudes that are out making YouTube videos and every bin that they pull open is perfectly clean, they just cleaned it.
Yep.
Don't be fooled and think that they have the perfect and like, oh my God, there's not a dirty spot on that bin. Yeah, they know which ones they just fucking cleaned or they all just got cleaned. And then that's what they're pulling out. But like, dude, and before we had our ARS racks, we still in our hatchlings, we have water dishes. And I swear, dude, you fill up that water dish, you're not even done with the fucking rack yet. And you could go back and some of them have already flipped their dish.
Yep.
And everything's soaked. I'm like, so you're not a bad dad if there's poop in there because there's always going to be something.
So before I get too drunk, do you guys want to at least see some of the snakes?
Fuck yeah.
Well, before you show the snakes, you guys talk about something to keep the viewers entertained, I would say. But I want to run downstairs and get some more beer because I drank all my beer. So I gotta get
all right,
I gotta get a beer. I gotta get a shot and maybe puff on a cigarette. And yes, viewers, I smoke. I don't care if you think it's against it. It's my choice. So that's it.
Wait. Can you so is this continuous or can you cut this out if we take a break real quick?
I don't know. He asked me to edit the other one because he said something fucking stupid.
I talked about pussy and I didn't want my girl to hear it.
Pussy and his girl wanted to listen. I'm like, dude, you can't say that.
Hey, you can edit it. There is a thing to edit. Because, by the way, just, I want to make this clear. Did you warn him, like, you're going to be weeks ahead, like, for this to come out? Because we haven't posted. We're basically recording everything, and we'll go, and you're the 4th episode. So I want to say you'd be the fourth week, unless I don't. Oh, yeah, no, we canceled that one dude because he was a dipshit. I forgot about that.
Well, now I have to edit it.
I don't care if you can hear it. He can put that on there. Dude's a fucking idiot. I mean, hey, yeah, was he cool? But he was a fucking idiot. I'm personally saying all the shit he did, and I'll get to that to a later matter. And maybe we'll decide people to show some clips of this dude. But that's just, me and Josh will talk about that before that might ever happen. But but you'll be
right. I mean,
be a while.
Just take the center out of it, the break out of it, and
you could just stop recording. You could just stop.
Hey, yeah, Josh, why don't you stop recording, and then we'll come back in like 5 minutes and then start another recording. You can cut the tail end of this one off.
I'm gonna do my hair.
You're going to go do your hair? I'm going to go to the tank. I'll just explain a bunch of stuff, and then we'll go upstairs and we'll see the snake room.
Cool. Well, guess what? I don't need to say it. You just did.
I did.
You just said it. Yeah, we're recording. I just started it. So go ahead. Show us what you got. Take us through the tour.
Let me unplug y'all.
Cheers.
So this is a display tank that I have. And it's just
Wait. Hold on. I don't mean to stop you. Well, I am stopping you. Was it your picture that I commented on when Gary was talking about his Viper enclosures?
Yes.
How do you know him? You know that's our good friend.
I don't know Gary. No, I had seen his enclosures, but I didn't buy this from Gary. I actually purchased this from I think it's Jim Sharphorn, PVC.
Okay. Yeah, Gary from Viper Enclosures is a good buddy of ours.
No way. I would love to try out his enclosures. I ended up going with, I only need really one display for what we got down here.
Yeah.
And I just went with fake Exoterra foliage. I kept it real simple. I went with a larger dog bowl because it has more surface area to keep the humidity up in the tank, because you kind of want to keep the humidity between 60 and 70% for chondros. And I go with those, they're Viva paper towels. They're cloth paper towels. And underneath of it, I actually have the, I don't know how to explain it, but they're puppy pads for like people. So
yeah, Yeah.
So that's what I put in there to soak everything up. I had to actually put the cage together myself and silicone the bottom to kind of waterproof it just in case, you know, the snake has a massive crap or peas and stuff like that so it doesn't leak out the sides. But there is the goods right there.
It's fucking gorgeous, dude.
Now that snake is an Aru locality. Alexa, turn the snake light off. So I got like different LEDs.
That's awesome.
I like running this color because this color is the same color that Exoterra has their moon bulbs.
Okay.
Wavelength, that I guess it replicates actually moonlight. Alexa, turn the snake light on.
Oh, wow.
And then I have an 80-watt Reptile Basics heat panel that's bolted to the top. And I went with manzanita wood for, I think it's, I forget the company out in California, but it's manzanita wood. They came like that. I basically just cut them down. I drilled them and then I wrapped them in copper wire. And you'll see, you can't see here because I hide it, but in the bowl actually, there's pennies, and I think they're pre-1982 pennies are made of copper.
Oh, come on. He was trying to get me to put pennies in the dish, and I was like, I'm not putting pennies in the dish.
Bro, copper actually has antibacterial properties, so it doesn't purify the water, but it actually helps. So does silver, but silver is a little bit more expensive and harder to find.
So where do you have the copper on the branches?
Can you see it right there on the perch?
Oh, to hold them. Okay.
So everything inside of my enclosures, anything that hangs on something, I basically take like 12-2 wire, and I actually I just cut it, strip it. You just got to make sure that there's no coatings on it that would harm the snake. Hold on, I'm loading my cargo pockets up like a dad here. I'm taking my beers. So I can go up to the snake. I really hope one of these snakes like complies and doesn't try to nail me. So at least I can pull one out on a perch and give you guys a close-up view, because seeing one of those perched up, or just, dude, it's one of the coolest things, seeing a green tree perched up. So all right, I got my beers.
This is like the time of day you don't want to go in there too.
Yeah.
I turned the lights on. I made sure they think it's high noon right now. Because if it was the middle of the night, they'd all be moving, especially because it's going to rain here. So I think we were talking about that earlier. So barometric really, really influences the movement of the animals. Just like deer hunting, like you're totally going to deer hunt on a high barometric pressure. Like snakes will lock up a lot when there's a storm front coming in, especially chondros. So let's see if I can. Am I kind of center frame there?
Yeah.
You're pretty good.
Good right there. My little chair I got. Let me pull my beers out of my pockets. All right, so you guys can see me perfect in snake enclosures?
Perfect. Yep.
All right, cool. Let's see if I can pull one out. So I got my little tags on them. And try to see if I try to blend. This is the
Chug a little bit too much beer for a second. Ooh.
Beer or moonshine?
Beer. No, I had a couple of shots when I was downstairs. I got nothing else to do. I'm in quarantine right now, man.
Quarantine.
I mean, where the fuck should I really even start? I got hoes that I'm
John
You hear that?
Dude's playing. Yes, sir.
I gotta listen to something.
You can get your playlist off my 13-year-old daughter. That's what she listens to.
Well, I guess she listens to Pandora because that's where I go from.
all right, so
Damn, look at that.
That's beautiful.
Look at that. Is that yellow?
yeah, this is actually the one I'm selling. It's a male, about 3.5 years old. I took the gram weight. I haven't weighed him recently, but he's neat.
There you go.
Lot of white in him, a lot of white speckling. It's a Biak locality.
There you go, Jamie. There you go.
Nice. Poor male heavy.
So it's an asshole?
Food driven. Let's say he's very, very
Food driven. That's what they say. It's food driven.
Oh God.
It's just food driven, bro. Stick your hand in there. You're good.
Let me throw my sleeve on real quick so I don't get freaking nailed. Oh yeah, he's gonna try to bite me. Yep, it just bit the jacket. Hold on, let me put this thing back so I don't stress it.
Food driven.
I wish I could go back to my younger days and just tell everybody I was just food driven.
I'm saying that from now on to everybody. I was just food driven.
Asshole. I'm food driven.
I'm food driven. Why you gotta be so aggressive? Because I'm food driven.
It's a new hashtag, bro. I'm food driven.
Hashtag food driven.
So this is the setup. I mean, I made my rack. They're all hefty totes. I have 25-watt heat panels from Reptile Basics in all of them. I have a Herpstat for a thermostat. I got this thing off Amazon, and I kind of run these on the cool side, so I know what the temperature is. But here's the one I just sold to my first customer, Ritu. That snake's awesome. Great eater, like not too aggressive. This one has really nice blues, but this snake is really nice. It's retaining a lot of yellow. But Biak localities is what these two are, and their color change happens longer than any other locality of green tree. That's the Biak from Harlem Wall. A lot of white on it.
Yeah,
Heavy blue base, blues on the sides, and then that's my one female Harlan. She's a little small, but she's probably the most food-driven snake I had.
Food driven. I love that he said that. Food driven.
She's not. Listen, there's no. She's kind of like my wife. I might actually name her after my wife because there's no negotiating with her. It's her way or the highway.
All right.
Well, I got a little bit. My ambient's 77 in the room right now, so I'll start feeding up and sweating in a little bit.
Yeah.
And you, so are all of yours Beox or just those two?
All four of these are Beox. The one downstairs is in that room.
Okay. And you like the Beox, huh?
Well, the Beox, Beox and the Arus are the two largest localities. They can get up, I mean, they say 6 feet, but realistically 5 feet, 5.5 feet. But they're the biggest females. Once you're starting to get the like Jayapuras, Sarangs, you have Cyclops Mountain. My favorites are Maniquaries. They're a lot small, like really freaking small. And then if you get into like the localities, like there's a locality called Lere. They are like miniature.
Yeah, you had me look those up the other night. They're so small.
Yeah. But Beox, someone talks about Beox, people friggin' like they hate on them. Like Beox, no big deal. Beox just like just having a corn snake.
Yeah.
Like they're common, but the Beox, when you throw them in with a designer animal, Beox are all kinds of crazy cool colors. And I would prefer.
Ours are beautiful. We love them.
Yeah, I mean, but really, I mean, I'm still new into it, but I like having, I like the peace of mind knowing that I can have a female. It's going to be 4.5, 5 feet. That's going to be a Biak or an Aru that can handle a clutch of eggs, and I don't have to worry about her pulse. When you get into all the other localities that you named, and there's many more of them, they're a little bit more expensive, and I don't want to have a smaller female I have to worry about if I don't know what I'm doing. I want to get all the growing pains out on snakes that are bigger that can handle the shock of producing eggs, laying eggs, going off feed for a while. And kind of just critiquing myself with snakes that are a little bit more forgiving than some of the smaller localities.
Big girl. Big hips. Right?
Wide hips.
That's how I like them. I mean back.
You don't want to break them. You know what Brad says. You got to open those young ones up. You got to get those young ones going early when they're still small and open them up. I don't know. I like them to get big, and then I feel good too.
My wife's a little bit smaller. She's more like a maniquari.
Okay.
More aggressive and food driven.
Yes, she's very very aggressive.
Very food driven.
Negotiating with her.
That's funny.
She German?
No, she's Scottish.
Okay.
She
There's
might have
that.
German in her. I don't even know.
We're all German. My dad always says you can tell a German. You just can't
Yeah, no.
tell much.
You just can't tell him much. Hey, you got to tell John about the your fishing utensil and my dad.
Oh, we talking fishing now. All right, this goes from drunken exhausted, drunken fishing. Let's go.
So I started out. I was like, I love hunting. I'm good at hunting, but I'm a terrible fisherman. I can't cast more than like friggin' 50 yards. So I'm like, if I want to be good at fishing, what do I do? I was like, oh, I'll make a gun. So I made out of PVC. I made a pneumatic air-powered cannon that launched shark bullets 200 yards. Like it was, I mean, legitimately, we did it in my buddy's field on his property, and I range found it with my laser rangefinder. I hit 200 yards with my shark cannon.
So let me ask you this: when we going fishing?
Oh wait, better, way better.
Do
So
you
now
fish,
that
John?
what was that?
John, do you fish?
I'm a big fisherman, man. Big fisherman. I got if you well, I didn't show Josh when you were here, but I got more. I probably got more fishing rods than I do snakes. I love fishing, man. I was actually gonna. It's too late now. I mean, I'm kind of too drunk now. But after the podcast, I was gonna go down to the river and start doing some catfishing.
Do some mountain fishing. Gary, the Viper Enclosure guy, his son's a big fisherman. So is Gary. I think he's like a pro fly fisherman kind of guy.
Yeah.
I grew up hunting.
Hold on, he's still keep telling your shark cannon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't shoot live bait out of that thing, do you?
No, we freeze. Well, I used to freeze everything. We used to get a full mackerel. I had a blender. I would blend up mackerel, get chum, pour it into PVC tubes that were the same diameter of my barrel. After it was done, I had a sinker, a hook, leader, everything. There was just the sinker loop and the leader loop hung out, and you just attach to your rod, throw it in seawater, take it out, muzzle load it into the bitch, and then friggin' launch it. And it would just, when it's defrosted, it would chum. But now I got a kid. So I'm like, I can't have I made this cannon out of PVC. So I can't have it's a fucking grenade. Pretty much. If it goes bad, like I'm going to kill my kid. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I didn't want to stop fishing. So I ended up buying a DJI Phantom drone. And I hooked up to the landing gear. I hooked up a downrigger clip. So I clip my bait now. And I hook it up to the drone, and I got two shark setups, 100-pound line. I can carry it out 2 miles if I need to. Line of stuff.
Damn.
Yo, bro, carry that out every bit. My goal is to carry it about 400 yards because I got about 700 yards of line on both my rods. So 400 yards. If I go another 40 yards, I think it's 440 yards is 400 meters. That's a fucking quarter mile. I'm like that fucking great white that they're tracking. Mary Lee. That's kind of illegal. I can't target her. I'm targeting thresher sharks. But yeah, I can legit. Yeah,
you could get her.
1,000-pound shark. I'm gonna quit my job. Like I'm gonna do something with Cabela's or Bass Pro. I'm gonna be a celebrity.
You'll be on TV, bro.
I'm gonna build a pool and put it. If I get the fucking shark.
He'll be the next Dark Dynasty of fishing.
Yes.
Dark Dynasty of fishing.
Josh, realistically, I'm probably going to end up, I would like to catch thresher sharks because they're really the only edible shark, but they're a little bit deeper, but I can reach out. Like, if they come close enough, sure, that's what I'm targeting. Some of the sharks that I'll catch that I'm not targeting, you're not supposed to target, but I'm not going after them. But if I catch them by accident, you can't basically
Right.
you can't control what bites your line.
Right.
But we make sure the sharks that we catch now, they don't come out of the water. I mean, they don't. I mean, I'm not into, I could take a picture with them when the wave hits them. I don't need to pull a shark up on the stand and worry about killing that animal. But
Yeah.
we've been catching like 55-pound rays too, like big ass. These batwing and they got the pointed wings on them, but they're cow nose and bull nose rays. We actually ate them. They taste like shark. I mean, I'm sorry, they taste like crab meat. They're delicious.
Really?
Dude, 50-pound rays. So I actually cut a ray open, started butchering it up, and it gave birth in my fucking truck. We started popping out friggin' baby rays. We filled the bucket up with seawater. We got every single one out. I got pictures of me holding them, threw them back in the ocean, and they lived. And the one little bastard was following me up the friggin' beach. It was like his dad. Like, hey, Dad, where you going?
You should have
Like,
kept one.
Oh wow.
You should have
Bro.
kept one.
They were
That's
so cool.
illegal.
These little baby rays were like this big. They were so freaking cool. I mean, I felt bad. I mean, listen, we were harvesting an animal. It was 100% legal and we were going to eat it.
Right.
But I'm just glad none of the babies died. They literally flew away like little friggin'. It was so
Crazy.
cool.
Wait,
Yeah,
John,
that's
that's illegal to keep them?
It's not to keep them as a certain stingrays. Yes, it is illegal to keep as a pet. You can own some. Well, here in PA, I had some stingrays, but that was grandfathered in. You could at one point keep them. Now you need all these permits and stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's legal for his area. I'm thinking basically here. Like to keep certain, you can only keep certain types because of the size. I mean, unless you have permits and you have a big enough area for them to be in. I mean, as a baby, yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna keep them and nobody's gonna know about them, yeah, you probably can get away with it. But no, I'm not saying about the eating aspect of it. Yeah, you're gonna eat probably them and all that, like he said. It's legal, but like keeping certain of them for as a pet, you can't.
Yeah, people use them as bait for like really big sharks and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, there was nothing wrong with us keeping them. But yeah, when she started giving birth, because even though I'm a hunter, I'm not a cold-hearted killer. Like I'm a conservationist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I hunt. I mean, I love the animals. I don't kill for fun. I kill because it's enjoyable to me. It's a hobby. Not to mention, you really need to actually. The only reason that the deer population is so plentiful in New Jersey is because of hunters. You know what I mean? If there was no hunt, you'd have, say, I don't know the numbers, but you have 5 million really unhealthy deer because they're all competing for food source. When you have conservation and you actually harvest like really mature, dominant whitetails out of the population, now you kill one big whitetail, you're making a food source for 5 more baby deer that don't have to compete with that big deer that would have pushed them off that food source.
So
I don't understand that stuff neither. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, Josh and Jamie, if you've seen that, about that protest. I mean, this was a few years ago. I think they still do it every year. But here around here in Mount Lebanon, they had this big thing because they were going to actually kill off a bunch of deer. And they had this big protest that you drive down Connor Road. There's people out there. I mean, I was like, it was a problem. I mean, it really was a problem with the deer around here at that point. I don't know about lately. This was like a year or two ago. But no, they had like this big ass protest down a main highway road, all about fucking deer. I don't know if it was on the news. That's why I don't know if you've seen it or not. You know?
Yeah, people that don't grow up hunting don't realize you gotta keep the population strong, keep the herd thin. It's just part of it. And when you get in these areas like Fox Chapel and South Hills where nobody's hunting,
Yeah.
deer overrun the place.
Well, why do you think Pittsburgh started inner city hunting a few years back? You can hunt in the city of Pittsburgh. Only bow though. Can't use your rifle.
Yeah, people don't understand when you have an overpopulation of deer, if they're hit by a car like that tears me up a little bit because
oh my God.
That deer died for no reason.
Right.
And that deer didn't have a chance. And that's how they're going to population control, everyone that's protesting hunting. Well, the solution to hunting is eradication. They trap them, they gas them, they kill them, they bury them, and then they don't do anything with them. At least when I get that deer has a chance. That deer can outsmart me. That deer has a chance to live. But when I finally do get a deer, I harvest a deer. That
You're
deer,
eating.
We ate everything. We used
Bro,
to fill our freezer with game. Wild
That's
bird,
all-
we hunted pheasant, grouse,
eat.
everything. Deer meat.
we make deer sausage, deer burgers, deer turkey. I take the hides from my deer, I salt them, I give them away as gifts. People put them under their rocking chairs on their hardwood floors. The thigh bones from like when you cut the ham bones out of them, I take them and I freeze them. I leave a little bit of extra meat on them, and I give them to my dog as a treat in the summertime. I give him a frozen bone. He eats all the scraps, everything that I trim my meat that I won't eat. In the little ice cubes, and I give them to him as treats. And I don't waste anything.
Yeah.
Everything is used.
A lot of these people that complain don't know where their burger comes from.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. And
they
guess
don't
what?
have a clue.
that cow never had a chance. That cow was bred and raised and then had headgear hooked up to it with a gunshot round. And they drive a steel rod through that cow's head. And that cow never had a chance. At least when you're on, at least a deer has a chance to outsmart you and run away. You know what I mean? I think it's a fair chase. Is I hunt public ground. I have 4 acres. I hunt my land. Obviously, it's mine, but I make sure I hunt state land where there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of variables where a deer can, a quad riding by or a dirt bike riding by will spook that deer and my hunt's ruined.
Yeah.
Well, just anybody knows, I don't hunt and I don't. But whoever gets some deer jerky, send me some my way, man. I love that shit.
It's
I
fire.
love deer jerky, man.
I love jerky.
I haven't had deer jerky in years because I don't really know too many hunters anymore. Growing up, there was a lot of hunters around my neighborhood and stuff like that. But like nowadays, I don't know too. I know people that go hunting and stuff like that, but I'm not close enough to where they're like, hey, here's some jerky.
There's the bag.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, you give me deer jerky, I'll eat that whole bag probably in a day. It's so goddamn good. It ain't healthy for me, probably eat that whole thing, but I'll eat it.
We used to make a lot of kibasi. We'd make ham with it. Oh, man.
Oh, you're talking to a Polish man here, man. I love kibasi. I love kibasi.
I just ate a plate of kibasi and cheese on crackers. It was good. You ever have it from up here at Brittner's?
No, I never had it up here.
It's
My
the best.
uncle makes homemade kibasi, dude. It's pretty fucking good. I got a smoked, had a piece of it. My gram gave me like a little piece like this big. She's like, I know it ain't much, but you probably like it. I'm like, 2 bites, it's gone. I love it. But
He's like, yeah, can I have 23 of them?
I get the stuff from like our local places like Shop and Save and stuff. But the one place I don't know, you guys. It was a South, I think. It was called Mission Market. They made homemade kibasi. I swear down to this day, it was, and they've been closed years. They probably closed when I was like 12. And actually at one point, a place on 88 here, the guy that owned Mission Market ended up working here, and he was still making it for a while. But man, that was the best kibasi I think I ever had in my life. Like, it was so good. That's Easter. That's like when everybody's like looking forward to ham and stuff in my family. I'm looking forward to the kibasi, man. Smoke any of it. I want kibasi. That's my shit.
Next time,
Kibasi and sauerkraut.
we'll get you a pack of Brittner's. He's got a wall full of ribbons for jerky, kibasi, best in the state. It's a kid I grew up with. He's amazing. His stuff's all amazing. His hams.
Jerky.
His jerky's amazing. He's got
Jerky's fire.
beef stick. He used to cut up our deer for us and make kibasi, deer stick, mix it with some beef. It's everything he makes. Is people drive from all over the place to come get this stuff. It's amazing.
Well, let me know next time you go, because I'll definitely take some kibasi.
We'll go up there. I'll grab you a pack if we can. I'll get you one and have it here in the fridge. It'll be ready.
Cool.
Shoot.
What do y'all got? I know, John, you're a boa guy, but Josh, what do you got in the cooker?
So,
I know, dude. That smile just says you're on fire right now.
bro, because I've been going wild lately. It started just boas or just ball pythons. We got 3 boa females the other day. We have a carpet female, which I'm trying to get you on to. I definitely want to do Chill Chondros. I have a
Before you. Oh wait, no, you already have green trees. I was gonna say I'll ship out
green
those.
trees. I have green trees, so I need female carpets, which I've been looking at. Don't worry. I also have a rainbow boa female that I'm gonna have to get a boy for.
Need a candy stripe rainbow bow.
Yeah, those are like $3,000
$15,000 for one on there.
or 10. Yeah, I think I saw one for 10.
Some of the hats were
What
$3,000.
What else do I want? I have a bearded dragon. He's strictly a pet. I definitely need a monitor. That'll happen probably when I move out and I get my own place. I need a monitor. Look, I know we had this discussion before. This is good to bring up on here. You talked and I know you said you wanted to stay focused with what you're doing, right? And I definitely think there's value in that because you got to have your thing, right? Which is definitely ball pythons for us. But dude, this last year we have just fucking splurged on cool shit, and I think it's the most fun I've had in the 4 years that we've been doing it. Like we got some cool boas, we got a fucking awesome carpet, we got these green trees. It gets stagnant, at least it did for me, just working with one thing. I can't have just a room full of one thing. And that's why, listen, so he sent me a picture. We were talking about Carpondras the other night, and then this fucker gets a text from his friend's friend who has a female carpet. What is she, a coastal stripe?
He said it's a coastal stripe, but I looked it up. She doesn't look like a stripe. Her pattern looks more like the tigers. I mean, not that it really matters. She's beautiful regardless, but I don't know if it's a striped or a tiger, but they're both, I guess, the same price.
She's selling it.
$200, proven breeder female.
Wow.
I told him he needs to get it and make Carpondras.
Yeah. Did y'all show you our buddy has?
I sent him a picture.
They are the coolest snake. They're aggressive though. I don't know. He said they weren't the other day, but I've seen them. They're a little bit edgy.
Food driven, remember? They're food driven.
They're hashtag food driven, but
Yo, Chondro snob. Listen, I'm a Chondro snob, like a Democrat. They're food driven. They are not aggressive.
So picture this: a big ass carpet that's half green tree, that's half food driven. So I had 2 carpets and I had a real big male, and they weren't bad at all. They'd light you up once in a while, but in general, they're smart. They don't. They're calmer than green trees. You could handle them a lot more than.
Yeah. Well, John, didn't you think when we were at Brad's the other night and he was showing us those Carpondras, didn't you think they were all fine?
Yeah, no, I did. I thought they were cool as shit.
None of them were.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
They're cool as fuck.
Yeah.
What's that?
Have diamond in them too, though.
Yeah. I mean.
It's a diamond python mixed with the carpet, mixed with the green tree.
Which I always thought a diamond was a carpet.
I don't think technically.
It's a type of carpet.
I think it's a diamond python.
Yeah, I think
there's diamond pythons. Because
right.
me and John, that's what we were looking at. It was a diamond python bred to a carpet python, so it was 50-50.
Right. There are diamonds that are. I think they're the same family, but they're cool. They're beautiful snakes.
If I get that carpet, number one, she's fire. She's beautiful snake.
So nice.
If I can make, there's breeding season coming up. She would be out of quarantine.
She will be your
favorite
favorite
right,
snake.
Carpet.
She will be your favorite snake. When I have my carpets and I had time to spend with them, you can get them out and handle them, and they hang with you. They're like when they get a little older, they're like dogs. They're not like green trees. I mean, we get our green trees off the perch and hold them a little bit, but they flail all around. They're nervous. I don't think they're aggressive once they know it's you. Like they know you're not food, but they still want to get on a perch. But the carpets will hang on you. You know what I mean? I don't know. They're different. If you get one, I think you'll like it.
Yeah, I'm so set in my ways, but dude, I can't turn the deal down. I mean, it's
have fun. Make the Carpondras will be the coolest thing you'll ever hatch.
Yeah, we'll buy one off you.
I'll buy one. There you go. You have a guaranteed baby sold to us. I'll buy a female.
We have a female too small.
sex them because green trees you can't sex them until they're at least a year and a half. So I
Carpets, you pop
Chondros,
them after they're born. The Carpondras, you'd probably have to wait, I guess. Yeah.
I'm not sure on that.
You'd have to wait.
like green trees, you can't even pop adults.
No.
No.
Bro, I got
Have you ever probed one?
Yeah, he does.
that's how I sex. Yeah, I bought these for both females. Obviously, they're both males because I probed them.
So how does that work? You stick that thing in there, and then you know how far it can go.
Yeah. Like I dipped a probe in KY jelly. Not that me and my wife keep it in my hand, but I dipped that.
Yeah, he'll keep it on hand. That's right. No, it's just everybody. It's just in my snake room. Don't worry. It's not in my bedroom, in my dresser. You know.
What's it, super bad? You bought one condom and a spermicidal lube?
Spermicidal lube?
I put her on a vibrating table and used my Trojan lube.
All right. At that note, just stop the recording. We can still bullshit. Stop the recording. We're going too hard now.
No, what I did was
You're gonna get me in trouble.
I took KY. I dipped my probes in the KY. Wait, you don't probe?
No, I dip my dick in the KY too.
I'm done, dude. I don't even want to say that no more.
I never probed. I've never probed. I popped.
Drunken KY talk. That's our new fucking thing.
Pillowcase. So I threw the snake in a pillowcase because I didn't have it too big enough to put my snakes in tube and kind of like a snake. So I threw my snake.
That was funny.
I did it all myself, by myself. I should have had someone holding them. Actually probe towards the tip of the tail because that's where the hemipenes are. And there you have to probe both sides, but you got to be really careful because you can puncture through that. It's very thin.
Yeah.
You go into the vent, you go down and then in, and then you just you go back and forth and rotate it, and you just be real gentle. Like you'll hit some resistance a little bit.
So seductive.
Yeah, you got to finesse. So you'll hit it, and then you count the scales. And like, there's not a number of scales you hit. It's basically you judge it. Like a female, you only hit like 3 to 4 scales or something like that. But a male, you can hit like 7 scales. So you pull it out on like these two males, like the probe went in that far. Yeah, but if it was a female, it went in that far.
Before you hit that resistance.
Mm-hmm.
How did you?
I just heard about that scale thing too. I don't know where I seen it from.
What was that?
You had someone show you how to do this?
God rest his soul, Rico Walter.
There's
Rico Walter. Single hurt. I watched a YouTube video and I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna send it." And
I'm gonna send it.
All right, listen, bro. The only way you learn is by fucking up. So I said, you know what? I said, I've done all the research. I've educated myself. I've done everything I possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna err on the side of caution, and I'm not gonna force that probe in. I'm not gonna hurt the animal. Worst case scenario, I get a bad reading.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I was successful with it, but I wasn't going to push it. If it was a female, I wasn't going to push through that membrane. And you know what I mean? It just, I read a lot of shit, and you only learn from fucking trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it wasn't like I was going to fucking take a microchip out of a computer or fucking put an oil on a car. This is a fucking creature. So I guess I looked shit up for about 2, 3, 4 weeks before I just, grabbed my fucking balls and said, listen, just do it.
Yeah. Well, that's, dude, and it's all about touch. Like, I watched YouTube videos. I had guys try to tell me how to pop snakes. And I'd grab one and they'd tell me, like, you just got to roll. And I'd do it and nothing came out. And I'm like, but then, like, you just get a feel for it, And I think, and you don't get that feel unless you try to do it. But it took me it took me weeks of trying. But then finally I got it, and now it's like it's just natural. You grab it, pop them. I know, male or female, male or female.
Yeah.
But
My wife went to a reptile show, and I forget where we went. On our way back, we went to a reptile show. I think it was it's I forget what the hell it is. I think I forget the name of it. Not it's maybe it's Oaks, because
Okay.
the gun show and a reptile show,
It's like
bro. Yeah,
together.
guns and snakes. Like,
Guns and snakes.
so we get there, and I'm seeing a bunch of big vendors have some green trees and some like really decent localities. There was I think there was a couple sarongs, Jayapura, and I was interested in the one guy. He had like 4 sarongs, and they were nice snakes. And one nailed me when I was holding it, but I'm like, dude, this snake's fucking nice, and it was a good price. And I'm like, hey, I'll buy it if it's a female. Can you sex it for me, or I'll sex it? And he's like, no, I'll sex it for you. So I'm waiting for him to get the probe kit out, and he pops it. Wait, where's the camera? I'm like,
Wow.
I look at my wife, and I'm like, and he pops it, dude, and the hemipenes pop out, and he's bending this snake backwards.
Oh no.
And he's telling me how much he knows about green tree pythons and this and that. I'm like, bro.
I don't know much about green trees, but you can't do that. I know that.
I mean, everyone, you just know that.
I mean, I know that. I mean, I'm a boa guy. I don't have no green trees in my collection or none, but I even know that.
Bro, I mean, I was like, what? I mean, up. Well, I was like, well, and my wife's sitting there, and she doesn't she doesn't know as much about snakes. She's like, what do you think? You gonna buy it? I'm like, oh, let's think about it. She's like, but it's a good price. I'm like, let's think about it.
Let's think about it, honey.
Think about it. The only time you're ever telling me to spend money on a snake is right now. Let's think about it.
Let's think about it. But that's really nice. Honey, let's think about it.
Was it a female?
No, it was a male.
No, it was a no.
And he was saying it was a female.
No, he said
Or
he
he
saw
just
the
said-
hemipenes come out.
Right.
Dude, oh my god.
Their tails are so. You know what's super cool is when you sit and watch them and their tails are doing that,
At night, wiggling around.
acting like they're little
Yeah.
worms. The tails just.
The one downstairs, Elmo does it a lot.
Yeah.
All my snakes are named off of, because my kid, I told my wife, I was like, you and Macy's my daughter's name. You guys are going to name every snake. So my snakes have the most fucked up names. Like, bro, everyone's naming their snake like Demon, fucking Stardust, the Sickness.
Yeah.
I got fucking Elmo, Dork. Like, what the fuck?
Elmo. Oh my god.
Wait, you didn't watch my video on Instagram of Elmo with the Elmo song when that bitch is trying to
did.
fuck me?
I did. I've seen all your fucking Instagram.
Yeah, I'm playing Elmo song in the background. I'm trying to change his footer, and that bitch is trying to take my hand off. Cause
She's food driven, yeah. we
Elmo's
know.
a girl? Is it Elmo a girl or a boy?
Boy.
boy.
So how many girls do you have?
Well, I thought I had 3, but I have 1.
You have one girl. Holy shit, you're way male heavy.
Yeah, this is a sausage party in this room.
Yeah, you got to
They
fix
were-
that.
They wiggling that tail. They're wiggling that sausage around like, hey.
Hey. This male is sold. This male I'm keeping for chondro projects. If I get the carpet, because I'm going to sell this male, I was thinking about throwing this male in with the female carpet, just as get the growing pains out. Because I really want to hold back on him. He's got a lot of blue and a lot of white in him. I really want him to get bigger. He's a decent decent snake. So.
How old are they? All around the same age?
Sucks. Yeah. These two are about 3.5. I think he's about 2.5, and she's about 2.
Okay.
She's tiny. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're not going to be breeding her for a while. You definitely need to get that carpet, even if you just got her and bred her one season.
Well, the thing is,
you know what I mean?
That's the thing that's killing me is because the guy literally, I mean, she's really cheap, that carpet. She is. And he said she's aggressive because I wanted to get, I mean, carpets, like everyone says, most carpets are like puppy dogs. Kids can hold them. But he's saying she's not like that. So I don't want my 1.5-year-old kid getting bit by a 4-foot snake.
But you don't let your daughter be around your green trees either, right? So it's just the same thing like a green tree. I'm telling you, bro. Dude, you need to get this snake. I'm telling you.
That's another
Chondros next year.
If I get this carpet, then my daughter can't hold the carpet. So then I got to go Ball Python Kingdom. I got to buy a fucking those assholes.
Look, fuck them. Don't buy their shit. Look, if you buy that carpet, we'll send you a normal ball python for free.
Well, listen, I'm gonna lay out pictures, and my kid friggin' picks whatever the hell she wants. Hopefully, she picks a pied. I always wanted a pied.
I'll send you pictures of all of our comments. Let's pick from those. Hey, you gotta be careful with that.
Probably gonna want a dreamsicle, I would think.
I think she'd like this one we have. It's only like probably 4,000 or 5,000. That'd be good for her.
She can name it. Hey, she could name that carpet.
If I get her a dream, she can name it College Fund. Is what she can.
Future.
Speaking of
future waiting tables.
Yo, Josh killed it in the stock market this week. Freaking ERI. Oh my
God, dude. I was so pumped. I know you texted me that and I got on. I don't even really check every day anymore because all the shit I bought, I'm thinking for like a year, 2, 3 years, So I don't care about day to day, but I got on and saw ERI. That made me happy.
How far are we in?
We're
at 3 hours.
No, that's not right, dude. Well, the first session was 45 minutes. Well, recording. Listen, recording. We recorded the last one was 45, and this one's around 45. So we're at an hour. We should probably
just close it out, and we can still stay on and bullshit. Just close it out.
Wait. So, okay. I got you. It says 2 hours and 8 minutes.
Yeah, but that's how long we've been on, but not recording.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. We could stay on and bullshit, but we'll wrap it up for everyone else. Do you want to shout out? Do you have a YouTube yet?
No, I don't do YouTube because I'm a fucking idiot when it comes to computers. I only have Instagram. I don't even have Facebook.
I don't either.
And Facebook's for the old people.
I could plug my Instagram.
Yeah, do that.
All right, so Chill Chondros, ChillChondros, and follow me. Not really selling a lot of animals right now, but you guys can follow me, see what I do with my snakes, ask me questions.
Yes, your page is good for information. You're good. You make those little videos on like how you soak stuff, how you clean stuff. It's good. You put a lot of good shit up.
I appreciate it too.
Yeah. Yeah, you do a good job. I'll put your Instagram in the bio too.
That sounds good.
When are you making t-shirts?
Oh, and everyone wants these fucking stickers.
I've been talking to people, but the thing is, I haven't produced any snakes yet. So
you don't need to make t-shirts, bro. They'll sell.
Are you on Teespring or whatever the hell that is?
I tried it.
But they make make money off of you, and it jacks the price of your shirt.
You're just drop shipping shirts. I don't know. That's tough.
I talked to a company. I mean, it wouldn't be much money to get sizes. I'd have to order size. Man.
Right. Which
How
sucks.
many- a lot of followers.
What's that?
I don't have a lot of followers.
Dude, I don't blame you. I don't either. I got like
That's
12 on
awesome.
my snake one.
I started my Instagram. It was probably 2016-ish. It was like my senior year of college. I just followed a ton of people. I liked every fucking picture I saw, commented on everything, talked to everybody. Like, it was like a year ago. I went back and was reading old messages, and I'm talking to like all these like big time dudes, and I'm like, I have like 1,000 followers. I have 2 snakes, and somehow messaging with these people. Really, it's just the effort that you put into it. You got to post every day. Like, it's just constant. I don't do that at all now. I'm so lazy on Instagram. But you should be. You should be putting shit up. And I know we talked about this the other day, because you were talking about, you were like, I don't know what to do with videos. Like, I don't know. Dude, you could do everything. You like, think about it. You could go through what you use to scrub bins. You could go through what you use for, like, if you're doing green trees, what you use for their perch, what kind of water dish you use, the pennies in the water dish. You know what I mean? There's all
like,
shit you could do.
So my perches, people like ask me about my perches all the time. They're like, "What do your snakes rub on?" Because it's PVC inside of a Tupperware tote. There's nothing there. I actually take sandpaper to my perches. All my perches are textured.
Yeah, because a lot of people burn them, don't they?
Yeah, that's for looks anymore.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, they do the little S, like it's like a swirl down the PVC.
They're trying to make it look like
Yeah, I sand.
Maybe it is. I thought it was because they were trying to brown them. So, do they think it needs to be textured for shed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or because that it?
Mm-hmm.
There's no other reason, is there?
I have no abrasive surface in my enclosures whatsoever. There's nothing that snake can rub on. I don't have downstairs. Elmo has the manzanita wood. He has branches that he can rub on. There's a couple standard surfaces, but there's nothing in these. There's everything is sterile, so everything's
right,
which is nice because it doesn't hold bacteria. It's easy to clean.
Yeah.
But
then you run into the issue that the snakes can't shed.
And
it really, I have
do you do the whole branch with sandpaper or just like a section of it?
No, the whole like half of the top of the perch.
Okay.
So
I take an orbital to it.
Yeah, it probably helps them to hang on too a little bit. I like having it smooth to clean it. We haven't had any problems with shed yet. And our stuff's all smooth.
But
we got those
I want to wrap it up because I don't want it to
little
go
branches from Specialty Enclosure, and they have a little bit of texture.
Yeah, because they're 3D printed. They have like the level, like
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop recording. We'll keep talking, but I don't want it to go over 2 hours. Yeah, so everyone needs to fucking follow Chill Chondros. He's making shirts next week, so we'll be able to pre-order shirts, stickers too, and
Carpet Python and all this other
Carpondros, which we're super fucking pumped about. He'll have his morph market open in a few months, and we'll be able to buy some Carpondros. You get a free shirt with a Carpondro. But no, follow his Instagram. He's a good dude. And thank you guys for watching. Anyone else have anything to say? I'm about to cut you off.
Peace out.